I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am not super sold on DK Metcalf. I mean, wide receiver 29, end of round four, on the turn of round five. I don't necessarily want to take that chance on DK Metcalf right now. I mean, is it an extremely high cost? Not necessarily, but guys going around DK Metcalf, Zay Flowers goes behind him. George Pickens, I'll take DK over George Pickens. Calvin Ridley, Jalen Waddle. I'd prefer Jalen Waddle over DK Metcalf, to be completely honest with you. Jordan Addison, Jacoby Myers, Jerry Judy, Debo Samuel. I think at this part of the at this part of the draft, and I would just prefer taking a chance on some running backs. Again, it depends on your build, but I mean, I'd rather take a chance on RJ Harvey, Kenneth Walker, right? Those are guys that go right behind DK Metcalf, 4, 5, 6 spots behind him. And some stuff about DK Metcalf, right? I mean, he had the really strong season year two. We looked at it, and in 2020, he averaged 17 points per game, which was good enough for wide receiver 10 on the season, 10 total touchdowns, 1,300 yards. He's only eclipsed 10 or more touchdowns one other time since 2020, and he's gone over 1,300 yards a total of 0 times. And it's not for a lack of volume, right? I mean, he's consistently had 129 targets, was the year that he had the career year, sophomore season, right? In 2021, he had 129 targets. So back to back years with the same amount of targets. In 2022, he had 141 targets. He caught more passes, but had less touchdowns. 13.3 points per game, a total of almost 4 points less per game, right? 120 targets in 2023 and 108 in 2024. Obviously, he missed 2 games. He had a really nice, strong out of the gate. But obviously we kind of know what happened there. But I just, to me, I feel like we're chasing that second year for DK Metcalf. And when I take a look at DK Metcalf's and you look at his numbers a little bit deeper, right? I mean, you might sit there and say, okay, no George Pickens, the volume should be there. It's not like DK Metcalf hasn't had the volume, right? I mean, we're talking about a guy who's seeing around 120 targets a season. How much does that go up? And even with additional targets, I don't know that necessarily boosts him that much, right? He ranked 100th in contested catch rate uh, last season, 19%. 19% of the passes that were thrown to him that were contested catches, he pulled down 19 of them. This is a freak athlete. To pull down 19% of your contested catches is absolutely terrible for a guy his size. He should be winning at least 50% of those passes. So I'm not really in on DK Metcalf at the moment. I don't know. I'd hope that his price drops a little bit. At wide receiver 29, you would sit there and think, okay, yeah, he's probably going decently late, but the at the end of the fourth round, I just, to me, it's just a heavy cost. I'd rather take chances on other spots. I'd rather take my first tight end in George Kittle over DK Metcalf, who goes a couple spots behind him. I'd rather take RJ Harvey. I'd even probably rather go Joe Mixon, who I'm not even super high on this year. Chuba Hubbard, Kenneth Walker, David Montgomery. Like, I look at the tier after these guys. I'd rather wait and take a guy like Ricky Pearsall, who goes almost 3 rounds behind him. I'd rather take a chance on Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden. Like, it all depends on the cost and what you're willing to spend. But I'm just, again, not super sold on DK Metcalf. I don't care too much about the volume for him. But that's really the rant for me. Scott said, "Let's go," and said DK Metcalf sucked with a good quarterback. I agree, right? I mean, look, we're assuming, right, that Rodgers is probably going to sign, right? I mean, I think we can certainly say that that's a very strong possibility. But I mean, I think Rodgers will boost him. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't know how much. Geno Smith is a better quarterback than I think people give him credit for. And I mean, I mean, I mean, maybe Gino doesn't have the legs, he's not as exciting, but he can operate 3 levels of the football field, at a really strong, level.